Reaching your first $100,000 can feel impossible. It's a goal that many people struggle to achieve, no matter how hard they work. But why is this milestone so tough to crack? And more importantly, why does the next $100,000 seem so much easier? Welcome to Cash Catalyst. If you're serious about mastering your finances and building wealth, you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss out on the best tips and strategies to grow your money. In today's video, we're going to dive into the challenge of saving that first $100,000. For most people, this is the hardest part of the wealth-building journey. But why is that? Well, we're going to break it down, show you the key obstacles you'll face, and most importantly, give you practical strategies to help you get there faster than you think. Let's start with the psychological barriers. The first $100,000 feels like a mountain to climb, and that's because it is. For most people, reaching this milestone seems daunting, like it's just out of reach. This can cause you to feel discouraged before even trying. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, "I'll never get there," or "It's too much to handle." These thoughts can lead to procrastination, or worse, giving up entirely. But the reality is, the road to $100,000 isn't about speed. It's about consistency. And while it may feel slow at first, the rewards compound over time. Now, let's talk about the mathematical side of things. When you're starting from zero, growth feels incredibly slow. And here's why. At the beginning, most of your savings are coming from your own contributions, not from the power of compound interest. In the early stages, the interest or returns you earn on your savings are small compared to your personal contributions. Compound interest only starts to show its power after you've accumulated enough capital. So, for that first $100,000, it's really all about what you're putting in, your personal savings habits, and the money you contribute. The key here is persistence. As you continue to contribute, that growth starts to accelerate, and soon enough, you'll start seeing that early work pay off. It's not just about the first $100,000, it's about what comes after it. So, what exactly changes once you've crossed the first $100,000? This is where compound interest really starts to work in your favor. Compound interest is like the snowball effect of money. Once it gets rolling, it grows faster and faster. At the beginning of your wealth-building journey, you're mostly contributing your own money. But as your savings grow, the interest you earn starts to add up in a big way. The more money you have invested, the more interest you earn, which in turn earns interest on itself. That's the magic of compound growth. Here's where the game changes. Once you've saved $100,000, that compound interest begins to drive your growth. For example, let's say you invest in stocks or index funds. A modest 7% annual return on $100,000 will get you an extra $7,000 in the first year, just from the returns. Over time, this growth accelerates, and it feels like the money is working for you. The difference between starting with $10,000 and $100,000 is huge. With $100,000, you're building on a bigger base, and your returns grow exponentially over time. This is why the next $100,000 feels much easier. You're not just relying on your contributions anymore. You've got compound interest pushing you forward. The real power of compound interest is that it gets faster as your money grows. That's why the first $100,000 feels the hardest. You're putting in a lot of work up front. But once you've hit that mark, the returns start to take over, and your savings grow with less effort from you. Now that we understand the psychological and mathematical challenges, let's talk about how you can accelerate your path to the first $100,000. It's not just about waiting for compound interest to kick in. There are active strategies you can use to speed up the process. First, increase your income. This is one of the most effective ways to fast-track your savings. Whether it's asking for a raise, starting a side hustle, or investing in your skills to land a higher-paying job, earning more will give you the extra boost you need. Second, reduce your expenses. It sounds simple, but this is where a lot of people get stuck. To save faster, you need to live below your means. Cutting unnecessary costs, like eating out less or canceling subscriptions you don't use, can free up more money for saving and investing. Third, be consistent with your investments. Even if you can't contribute large amounts at first, it's important to start as early as possible. Regular contributions to investment accounts, like an IRA or brokerage account, can set you on the right track. The key is consistency, not how much you contribute each month. And finally, avoid high-interest debt. Debt can be a major roadblock on your path to saving $100,000. Paying off credit cards and high-interest loans should be a priority because the money you're spending on interest could be better used for savings or investments. By combining these strategies, boosting your income, cutting expenses, investing consistently, and eliminating debt, you'll be able to accelerate your journey to the first $100,000. It's not just about putting in the work. It's about working smart. Sometimes, seeing how others have done it can provide the motivation and clarity you need. Let's take a look at a few real-life examples of people who successfully reached their first $100,000 and how they got there. Take Sarah, for example. She started with a typical 9-to-5 job, but her breakthrough came when she launched a side hustle. It wasn't easy, but over the course of a few years, she built a small online business that generated an additional $2,000 per month. She used that extra income to save more and invest consistently, ultimately hitting her first $100,000 in just under 3 years. Then there's James. James took a completely different approach. He didn't start a side hustle, but he took a hard look at his spending habits. He cut back on non-essential expenses, canceling subscriptions, cooking at home instead of dining out, and focused on saving 30% of his income each month. By being extremely disciplined with his spending, he managed to reach $100,000 in less than 5 years. And let's not forget about John, who focused on investing early. He wasn't making a huge salary, but he started putting money into low-cost index funds as soon as he could. Even though he didn't have much to start with, his investments grew steadily over time, and he hit $100,000 thanks to the power of compound interest and consistent contributions. These stories show that everyone has their own path to reaching $100,000, but the common theme is consistency. Whether it's increasing income, cutting back on expenses, or making smart investments, it's all about sticking to a plan and adjusting as you go. You've seen the challenges and the strategies that can help you reach that first $100,000. And now it's time for some encouragement. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it can take time. But I want you to know that hitting your first $100,000 is more than possible, and it's worth every bit of effort. Remember, this journey isn't about perfection. It's about making steady progress, even when things get tough. As you start, it's okay if you don't have everything figured out. The important thing is to take action and keep moving forward. So, what's the next step? Start today. Review your finances, set a realistic savings goal, and choose the strategies that work best for you. Whether it's earning more, cutting back, or consistently investing, pick one action item to focus on right now. And if you need more tips and strategies along the way, don't forget to subscribe to Cash Catalyst. We're here to help you every step of the way with practical advice and actionable steps that will get you to your goals faster. You're not alone on this journey. Thousands of people just like you are taking control of their finances, building wealth, and achieving financial independence. You can be one of them. The first 100,000 may be the hardest, but after that, it gets a lot easier. Let's get started. So, to recap, the first $100,000 can feel like the hardest milestone to reach due to psychological hurdles, slow growth at the beginning, and the heavy reliance on personal contributions rather than returns. But once you get past that, the power of compound interest accelerates your wealth-building journey, and your efforts start paying off much faster. By using strategies like increasing your income, cutting unnecessary expenses, investing consistently, and eliminating debt, you can speed up your path to $100,000. And remember, the process is different for everyone. What works for one person might not be the same for another, but the key is to stay consistent and keep moving forward. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Cash Catalyst for more tips on wealth building and personal finance. We've got plenty of content to help you take control of your finances and reach your goals. Share your journey in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're planning to reach your first $100,000. Remember, the first $100,000 might be tough, but it's just the beginning. Keep at it, and soon enough, the next $100,000 will feel like a breeze. Let's hit those milestones together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.